Assalamu alaikum. This is Ahmed. Recently, he faced a lot of hardship in his life. When he left his car parked next to this house, a tree fell on it. When he was on his way to the final interview of his dream job, a road accident made him miss his chance. When he finally got his firstborn, the doctor told him that he had a rare disease. He got so sad, and unfortunately, he started committing a huge sin. He started saying, "Why? Oh Allah, why did you do this to me? Why are you treating me this way? This car was new. I spent a lot of money on it. I invested in myself a lot to prepare for this dream job interview. And I always wanted to be a father. And then you made me lose everything. Why did you do this to me? Why?" If you ever committed such a sin in your life or even had bad thoughts like these ones, you really need to watch this video until the end. Long time ago, there was a group of poor fishermen. Their only source of income was their small boat. They could barely get by after spending hours of fishing every day just to provide for themselves and their families. One day, they woke up and prayed. They said, "Allah, bless our fishing boat for us. Grant us more provision. We trust you. We depend on you." And then they went to start their working day. In this day, two strangers came to them. Two stranger men. They said, "Can you help us out? We need a ride to the other side of the water." The poor fisherman said, "Welcome, brothers. Come on in on the boat. We will take you to the other side." Then one of those stranger men suddenly made a hole in their boat and went away. They couldn't find him anywhere. They were shocked. "Oh my God, there is a hole in our boat. We can't fish today. We can't even fish tomorrow. It will take at least 2 days to fix this hole. We can barely support our families by working every day. We can't afford to take 2 days vacation. This is a disaster. How are we gonna get money to get by for 2 whole days?" And at this moment, they had 2 choices. Choice number 1 was to say, "Alhamdulillah. We accept our Qadar and we trust in the plan of Allah." Choice number 2 is to say, "Allah, why did you do this to us? We don't deserve this. We don't accept your Qadar. We don't accept your judgment. We were just praying literally this morning for your blessing and provision, and in the end we get this. Why? Why did you do this to us?" Before we continue, ask yourself, if you were in their position, what would be your reaction? Would you say Alhamdulillah, or would you say, "Why did you do this to me?" They actually went with choice number 1. They said, "Alhamdulillah, we accept our Qadar and we trust that Allah has a plan." And they started sailing back because the boat can only hold itself above water for like 1 hour maximum. After that, it will sink. So they were going back to the shore, and on their way back, a pirate king appeared. This pirate king was taking ships and taking its crew as slaves. The pirates came to them and said, "Starting now, this ship is ours. It belongs to our king. And all of you will be slaves to our king. Obey or die." They said, "Okay, sir, whatever you want, whatever you say, please don't kill us." They had to accept their fate, that they will lose their boat, which is everything that they own, and they will become slaves. But while they were deboarding their boat, they heard the pirate king saying to his crew, "Wait, this ship is not even functional. It has a hole in it. It will sink in an hour anyway. We have no use for a sinking ship in our fleet." And he directed his crew to leave them and go take someone else's ship. The good poor fishermen could not wrap their heads around what happened. The pirate king this day stole a lot of ships from a lot of fishermen, except their ship. This was because they started their day in the morning asking Allah for blessing, protection, and provision. The stranger who made the hole in their ship saved them from being slaves and losing everything they own. The stranger who made a hole in their ship saved their lives and the lives of their families. All they had to do was to fix the hole in a couple of days and then back to normal, while other fishermen lost everything. They planned, but Allah also planned, and Allah is the best planner. End of story. Now, I want to ask you two questions. Question number one. Can't you see how your reaction changed before and after knowing the wisdom behind Qadar? Can't you see that before knowing the wisdom you were super angry, but the moment you understood you were like, now I see it's a blessing. Now I am thankful. Question number two. Do you have to know the wisdom to be thankful? Can't you just trust that Allah is doing what is best for you? Can't you just say that your lack of knowledge does not mean there is no wisdom behind Qadar? In other words, when something bad happens to you, can't you just say, this event that happened, it just looks bad. It looks bad because I don't know the wisdom behind it. But I am sure that Allah has a plan, and I am sure that if I understand the wisdom, I will know why it is a blessing in disguise. So I will just say Alhamdulillah, thanks God anyway, whether I see the big picture now or not. The story of the fisherman we discussed in this video is actually based on the story Allah mentioned in Surah Al-Kahf starting from verse 71. I recommend you go there and read it. One last thing. The Prophet, peace and blessing be upon him, said, never a believer is stricken with discomfort, illness, anxiety, grief, mental worry, or even touching a small needle, but Allah will delete his sins as a reward for his patience. All you have to do to get this reward is to accept the decision of Allah and say, Alhamdulillah. Thanks God. If you think this video was beneficial, remember that the Prophet, peace and blessing be upon him, said, whoever guides people to a good deed will get a copy of their reward. You can have that too if you make sure that you like and share every da'wah video you find online. And subscribe if you want more videos like this. Assalamu alaikum.
ما أصاب من مصيبة إلا بإذن الله ومن يؤمن بالله يهد قلبه والله بكل شيء عليم وأطيعوا الله وأطيعوا الرسول فإن توليتم فإنما على رسولنا البلاغ المبين الله لا إله إلا هو وعلى الله فليتوكل المؤمنون